Everyone, welcome to JavaScript Byte series on Learn Awesome. Today I'm going to take you from zero to hero with one of the most confusing but powerful tools in programming, regular expressions or regex. And we are going to tackle it by solving a real-world problem, matching phone numbers. By end of this video, you will understand not just how to match phone numbers using regex, but why every piece works the way it does. So grab your favorite drink and let's dive in. First off, what is regex? Regex stands for regular expression, and it's a special sequence of characters that help you search, match, or extract patterns in text. Think of it like a search engine with superpowers. You tell it what pattern to look for, and boom, it finds all the matches. Today, we are going to use regex to match phone numbers. Let's start by defining the problem. Imagine we have a bunch of phone numbers in a document or form. They might look like one of these. So right away, we notice these formats can have dashes, spaces, dots, optional country code with a plus, and parentheses around the area code. Our regex should be flexible enough to match all of these. Alright, before we build the actual pattern, let's first get comfortable with some basic building blocks of regex. To make this super visual and easy, I'm going to use a free website called regex101.com. It lets us type in patterns and immediately see what they match. You'll get to know how to use it as I introduce the building blocks and try them out step by step. Right, so here I am in regex101.com. You can see two text boxes here on the main screen. One is labeled regular expression. That's where we type a regex pattern. The other is called test string, and this is where we paste some sample phone numbers to test. So let me type the phone numbers first. All right, let's start testing the basic pieces now. We are going to start with \d. So let's type in the \d in the regex box and see what it highlights. So \d means single digit, any number from 0 to 9. As you can see, it highlighted every single digit character in our test string, leaving out all the non-digit characters. Now let's type \d 3 times, and boom, it matches groups like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. That's exactly what we need for area codes and phone number segments. Let's now try to match a dash, like the one between 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. So I'll type dash and then repeat the pattern. Nice, right? But you might be wondering, what about the rest of the number, like 7890? The answer is regex matches exactly what you asked for and nothing more. We only told it to match 3 digits, a dash, and 3 more digits. So that's all it does. Just to clear a confusion, even though the global flag is on, regex won't match overlapping segments by default. So it skips things like 456, 7890 because part of it, that is 456, already got matched. To match 7890, we need to do this. And now that includes the last 4 digits too, and we get a full match. Alright, so far we have matched numbers with dashes like 123-456, but people also write phone numbers using dots or spaces like 123.456 or 123 space 456. But as you can see, they are not being matched by this expression. So let's change that. Instead of writing separate patterns for each format, we can say match any one of these characters. And that's where square brackets in regex come in. So here we are matching 3 digits, then one character from the list, dash, dot, or space, and then 3 more digits. So this pattern, as you can see, matches 123-456, 123 space 456, and 123.456. An important note is that we could use \s to match white space, but that would match tabs and new lines too. That could cause regex to match across lines, which we definitely don't want when phone numbers are stacked in a document. So here we are just using a literal space like this to keep things clean. Now, as you might have noticed already, typing \d over and over is a little repetitive, right? So regex has a shortcut, which is enclosing repetition count in curly braces. So this shortcut means match 3 digits in a row. So instead of \d being repeated, we can write, and we get the exact same result, just cleaner, and I'll use this format from now on. Now let's officially talk about \s. It matches any whitespace character, which includes spaces, tabs, and even new lines. Super useful if your input is inconsistent, but it can also cause problems. For example, if one phone number ends at end of a line and next start on the next line, \s could accidentally join them together since it matches new line just like space or tab. We'll use it soon in controlled ways, but just know it's powerful and you need to use it carefully when working across multiple lines. Alright, let's introduce some more symbols. So starting with the plus symbol, which means match one or more of the things before me. Let's try it out on a simple string. So if I remove this and say a plus, and now if I have a, a, b, c, it matches all the repeating a's. The plus is great when you want to allow repetition, like multiple digits, letters, or even spaces. Another important symbol is question mark. Question mark means whatever comes right before it is optional. It might be there or it might not. Let's try it with the word that sometimes have an extra letter. This matches both color and color with a U. The U question mark part means match a U if it's there, but it's okay if it's not. This is perfect for making parts of a pattern optional, like country codes, parentheses, or optional punctuation. Next concept is grouping, which is accomplished using parentheses. Parentheses let us group parts of the regex together, just like parentheses in maths. Let's use it with something simple like matching optional greetings. So this pattern says optionally match hi, then match there. So it matches there, hi there, but not hello there. Grouping becomes really useful when you want to apply modifiers like question mark, plus, or static to multiple characters together, not just one letter. It's the same thing as algebra. Alright, the next important concept to understand is special characters. Some characters in regex are special, like the dot, which normally means any character. So if I type dot, you see the entire contents of test string are matched. But if you just want to match a real dot like 123.456, then you have to escape it with a backslash. Escaping tells regular expression to not treat it as a special matching character but rather as a simple literal character. Escaping is more involved than this basic definition, but that's out of scope of our video. Alright, finally let me introduce two very important anchors, which are the cap sign and dollar sign. Cap means the start of a line. Dollar means end of a line. If we wrap our regex between cap and dollar, we are telling it this pattern must match the entire line, not just parts of it. This is super useful when validating input like full phone numbers, and it also prevents weird matches that might spill over from one line to another. Let me quickly show you what I mean. So I brought the old regex back, and if I change it to \s, you can see the spillover into next line in multiple locations. But if I introduce the cap sign here, you see that weird behavior goes away. I can use dollar sign as well, but for that I need to. Now this matches an entire line without any spillovers of any kind. Alright, so those were the main building blocks we needed. Please don't worry if you don't remember all of them right away, you're not supposed to. We are going to reuse them as we build the actual regex step by step. So I'll properly build your understanding without any confusion. And if it's your first time working with regex and you're thinking, whoa, that was a lot, don't worry. I've created a full beginner friendly regex playlist here on this channel that goes into way more depth, including regex tokens, groupings, anchors, character classes, capturing groups, and more. You can check that out from the link in the description or at end of this video. So now that we have explored all the core building blocks of regex, digits, groups, character sets, optional parts, and anchors, let's start assembling our phone number pattern one step at a time. I'll start off by using regex 101 and then go into code later. So let me get rid of extra fluff from here, get rid of this, and let's start. So all of these numbers uses dashes, dots, spaces, country codes, and parentheses. And we are going to build support for each of these one piece at a time, starting with matching a basic number. So let's bring our good old basic regex back. Okay, this matches phone numbers in the format 123-456-7890. Here's what's happening. Backslash D curly braces 3 means match exactly 3 digits. Dash is a literal dash. Repeat for another 3 digits, a dash, and then 4 digits. This is our starting point for plain dash separated numbers. Next, some full numbers are using dots or spaces as separators instead of dashes. So let's modify this pattern to allow any of these. So I'm going to get rid of dash and replace it with in square brackets dash, dot, and space. I'm going to copy, cut, and paste it instead of the dash. And now it matches 123-4567890, 123.456.7890, and 123 space 456 space 7890. If you recall, in previous section, we learned about backslash s, which matches any white space characters, including spaces, tabs, and even new lines. We are not using it here yet because it could match a new line and accidentally join two different lines together. Since we haven't anchored the pattern to the start of the line yet with gap, it's safer to just use dash, dot, and space explicitly for now. Now, some phone numbers start with a country code like +1. Let's add that to the pattern and make it optional. So in the start of the regex, I'm going to, in parentheses, type backslash plus to escape the plus character and then a space. Now, if you're using US phone numbers only, you can just type 1 here. This keeps things simple in a beginner-friendly video, but if you want to use any country code, you can use backslash D, and in curly braces, you can say 1, 2, which would mean match 1 or 2 digits after this plus sign. And you can see it's being matched over here. But if I do anything like 1, 3, it's also gonna match, but not 1, 3, 3. All right, so let's break our regular expression down. The contents of parenthesis in the start matches the literal +1 or any 1 or 2 digit country code. We escape the plus sign because plus is special in regex. The space after it is a literal space. If you feel like your users can use dots or dashes, you can use the separator list and square brackets here as well, but for now I'll keep it simple with a literal space. We wrap that entire country code thing in parentheses to group it, but now you see only this is being matched, but none of the others are being matched. So to fix that, we introduce a question mark here, which makes it optional. And now it matches phone numbers without country codes as well. There's only one line which is not matched yet, and that is with the area code. So sometimes the area code is inside parentheses like this 123 over here. Let's update our pattern to support that. So I'm going to wrap this first part inside parentheses, which are being used to group things in regular expression, not for literal match. So I'm going to introduce that later. And now I'm going to say backslash parenthesis or opening parenthesis followed by a question mark. And then after backslash D3, I'm going to add another backslash closing parenthesis and question mark. Here's how that works. This part over here, that is backslash opening parenthesis followed by question mark, means an optional opening parenthesis. Again, note parentheses are special characters, so we are escaping them here. And question mark is making their presence optional. Backslash D curly braces 3 is the 3-digit area code, and backslash Closing bracket question mark means an optional closing parenthesis. This whole thing is grouped. After that, we allow an optional separator within square brackets, taking care of dashes, dots, or spaces as separators. This now matches all the phone numbers in our test string. The final step is to use anchors to make sure the regex matches a full phone number line and not just a partial match somewhere in the middle. To do that, I'm going to introduce a cap sign in the start and dollar sign at the end. Here's what anchors do. Cap makes sure the match starts at the beginning of the line, and dollar makes sure it ends at the end of the line. This ensures we are only matching complete phone numbers and not accidentally grabbing extra text. This, of course, won't work if your phone number is embedded somewhere between other text in your document. But it's very safe for form based input or any document where phone numbers exist on their own separate line. So now we have built a regex pattern that matches nearly all the most common phone number formats. Nicely done. So now that we have built and tested our regex interactively, let's see how we'd use it in actual code. So I'm going to first test in Python and then I'm going to go to JavaScript. So let me first create a Python file and type some code. Let's give it a try. And look at that, we can now detect valid phone numbers using regex. Our code matched all the valid phone numbers and called out the last one as it wasn't a proper one. By the way, if you found this helpful and want to go deeper, I've got a full playlist on regex right here on the channel. It starts from absolute basics and builds up to more advanced patterns like emails, passwords, and more. So if regex has ever felt like black magic, you'll definitely want to check it out after this. Let's also do it with JavaScript. Right? Let's try it out with Node. And here it is. All numbers matching except the last three, which were invalid phone numbers. So that's it. We built a regex that can match dashes, dots, and spaces, optional country codes, optional parentheses, giving you full phone number validation. I hope this helped demystify regex a bit. If you want me to break down other patterns like emails or passwords, drop a comment below. Give this video a like if it helped, and don't forget to subscribe for more beginner friendly coding tutorials. See you next time. Goodbye.